I woke up one night after having a dream about a girl in a tank. And, I say tank, typical sci-fi stasis chamber type thing. I didn't know a whole lot about the dream. I had a few impressions from it. I knew that she was there for medical reasons. I knew that she was tied to it somehow, that she had to go back to the tank. And I was just sort of curious about it. It seemed kind of interesting. So I decided to sit down and just write a few paragraphs, maybe even do a short story about it, just to sort of flesh out, what all the stuff was in the dream. And 66,000 words later, I came up with the first book in the Given series, and it was sort of interesting. I had a good time writing it. I didn't really know who these characters were, so eventually I went back and came up with a second edition of that first book, which is the one that's available now on Amazon. But there are 3 more books, 4 total, published in that series, and I have a 5th that I finished the manuscript. I just haven't published it yet. So it's stuck with me. I enjoy this universe. I like these people. It's very near future, takes place 2035, so it's a very contemporary world. No flying cars. One of the books mentions a robot, but it's actually a quadruped robot, like actually exists right now. Something Boston Dynamics puts out. So it's more of a techno thriller, I think, than really science fiction per se. But it does start out in a lab, and it sounds real sciencey for the first few chapters as I sort of set up the parameters of my main character's life. Anyway, check it out. Check me out on Amazon, read my reviews, see if you think you might be interested. Another interesting thing about it is this character is inhumanly beautiful. I mean, she's augmented, and she just, again, literally inhumanly beautiful. So when I started describing her, I just kind of let my fantasies run wild and started describing the most beautiful features I could dream about. And then when my sister started reading the book, she laughed and said, "Bubba, you just described Sharon. Sharon's my wife." And so when I started doing the covers for the 3rd and 4th books, I actually went and found a picture of Sharon, and that pretty lady is Miss Sharon at about age 32, something like that. My main character's 24. I think Sharon can pull it off. So when I write now about Zee or Emily, I kind of see Sharon.